Good morning and good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Dustin Wan, 10-year member of Team USA and professional Libero. I'm so grateful and so honored to have you back as we begin day 2, where we will learn about the split step and lining up the attacker. If you followed along the 7-day passing course, then you know all about the split step and how beneficial it is towards the athlete's preparation to be as athletic while simultaneously being as balanced as possible in their ability to react to the serve. It's the same for defense, if not more important, in our ability to respond to the attacker, the ball off the block, or a tip. Let's do a quick review for those who haven't watched the 7-day passing course. The split step is a little hop that you see players take right before they go to hit the ball in tennis, whether it be on serve receive or during the rally. If you're watching tennis on TV, you'll notice that virtually before every shot they hit, in some way, they are incorporating a split step. Tennis athletes don't just stop split stepping after the serve. They are consistently resetting themselves with a split step throughout the rally to prime their body and legs to be balanced and put themselves in a position to explode left, right, or move forward towards the ball. If you're able to time the split step well, it can help you move much quicker off the mark because your legs will already be bent and loaded at the moment you recognize the direction of the ball, giving you the best opportunity to make the most of your first step. The split step is advantageous because at the moment you take it, you're not sure which way you're going. It's a way to keep your momentum, prevent you from being flat-footed, and to give you an extra spring for pursuing a ball off the block, tip, or cut shot. Come on, Dayon, you got that dig. Well, Dusty, what about multiple split steps? In contrast to serve receive, on defense we usually take multiple split steps. Hypothetically, if the setter takes the ball in a perfect situation, we should initiate the split step as the ball leaves his hands, timing the landing just as the middle may make contact with the ball. If the setter sets the ball to the pins, we will use this initial split step to propel our first step to get into our next defensive position, where once again, we will initiate the next split step as the hitter is about to come through the ball, with the idea of timing our landing as he is contacting the ball. Some athletes are constantly hopping, resetting, and rebalancing themselves. Some athletes are constantly moving and stepping independently with each foot, and some split step only upon the perceived contact. As we discussed in the 7-day passing course, it's up to you as an athlete to experiment and find what works best for you, with the goal of being in the most athletic and balanced position possible upon contact. Approach line. We want to put ourselves in a situation of the hitter, especially with their line of approach and where their body, hips, and shoulders are facing. This line will give them the max ability to torque and put the most heat on the ball. This goes without saying that there are a lot of different touches a hitter can put on the ball, whether they chop a ball across their shoulder, sharp wrist away, outside their body, or they may decide to go off an off-speed shot or tip. There are so many outcomes for the attacker to choose, but we want to play the odds and put ourselves in the approach line, setting ourselves up in a position to body up their most powerful attack in our midline, just as a basketball defender lines up to take a charge against an offensive player driving for a layup. If they decide to use their wrist or shoulder to put an extra touch or finesse on the ball, we will already be one step ahead of them, using our split step to be balanced and ready to react to any contortion of the ball and attacks with less power on them. Let's talk about space. Again, we want to play the odds. We can't be everywhere and we can't dig everything, but we can use clues and space to our advantage in shutting down corners and areas of the court. By being conscious of these clues, we can condense the court with our vision and our ability to play team defense, effectively ruling off areas of the court where the opposing team can't attack. The easiest example is when a ball is set wide to the pins. As a wing defender, if we are able to be quick and realize that the hitter is now outside the pin, we can adjust and move into the court using the pin as a blocker, knowing if he hits outside the pin, it will automatically be our point. Another example is digging a quick as a wing digger. We can play off the shoulder of our middle blocker, allowing our middle back to roam, play for touches, and the occasional ball that field goals our middle blocker. Where team defense comes in is our communication and trust with our middle blocker for balls set to the pin, when they aren't able to close. We must know beforehand whether they will reach and attempt to close the seam. The wind digger will stay and wait on the edge of the blocker. Without this communication, we are playing with an ambiguous sense on defense. And at times, two players, the blocker and defender, are covering the same space of court, expanding the area the attacker can hit rather than narrowing it off. The better the block, the looser we are. When there is a three-man block, we can play team defense, giving up low, hard-driven balls through the block. If it goes through, this is the block's fault. We have to trust the block to do its job, allowing us to be looser with our athletic posture, as our number one priority is now being able to run down a tip, shot, or touched by the block. Imagine a shortstop for baseball, in an aggressive and low stance, ready to react and to absorb a hard hit ball. This is how we should prepare for a ball, with one or two blockers, as we will fill the space inside or on the edge of the block. Imagine that same team, but now for an outfielder. He has a lot of time, a lot more space to cover. Unlike the shortstop, he won't be as low to the ground, with more of a slight knee bend, ready to pursue and cover lots of area. It's the same for the Area 6 defender on a three-man block. The priority is running down shots, tips, and a slow down touch off the block. By having a much more relaxed stance, we'll be able to cover more court, taking 1, 2, or even 3 steps in our pursuit. Tomorrow is a really exciting day, as we will talk about the effect our hips play and our ability to be a great, consistent defender. See you tomorrow. Better today, better tomorrow, better together.